The robot serving the temple suddenly had a Buddhist epiphany. It knelt down and worshipped the Buddha. The monks were amazed by this action. The abbot named him Niming and made him the highest trained monk. And the robot knelt in front of the Buddha every day. He recites the sutras and practices seriously. When someone is confused about worldly matters, they ask the robot for help. Its answer always solves their confusion. To see if the robot was loaded, the company sent a mechanic to the temple to check. When the mechanic entered the temple hall, he was surprised to find their robot was kneeling in front of a statue of Buddha. After the robot had finished practicing, the mechanic took out a device and stuck it in its head. He wanted to see if the chip was faulty. Why would a machine be devoted to Buddha? The mechanic ignored him. He waited for the final result, but the data on the display was normal. It's obvious. This machine is not malfunctioning in any way. Did he really realize the Buddha's teachings? The matter is beyond the mechanic's knowledge. He decided to report the results to his superiors to see what should be done.
기사님에겐 잘못이 없습니다.
넌 가만히 있어. 사람들이 말하고 있잖아!
And the mechanic thought, a machine is a machine. Why should they kneel to Buddha like humans? Soon he reported the matter to his superiors. The decision was unanimous. The nun, who had respect for robots, found out about it. She wanted the master to leave. The mechanics have identified it as a faulty machine. They were going to dismantle it and recycle it. The robot told the nun to look behind her and asked her what it was. The nun replied that it was a clock, but the next thing she knew, the robot threw its arm to the ground and asked the nun, "Is what she sees now her own hand, or is it another clock?" And the nun couldn't answer. And the robot said, "The reason you can't tell. You're looking at the entity itself with human eyes. You human beings tend to believe what you see. You like to categorize things. You treat me like a robot. True Buddhism is practiced with the mind. All things in this world can become Buddha, can become a Buddha. Don't worry about the outside world." After listening to the robot master's words, the nun nodded her head as if she didn't understand. She could only let things take their natural course. After that, the robot knelt before the Buddha. It gradually lost its faith. It didn't know what it was. Why does it have human consciousness? Where does it go after death?